This is Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Kyoto wins. I gotta be honest. So I was playing Psychedelic of the Black Butterfly before this, and I was like, I need to stop. I need to record some of this. And I was like, oh, but I'm having so much fun with Psychedelica, right? So, but the second I load this game, and I watch, like, the fucking intro theme, I'm like, so excited we're playing this game! I don't know what it is. There's something about that fucking intro theme that is just, like, gets me psyched to play this game. Like, we see our pretty samurai boys. Ah! So excited. Anyway, so we are doing Nagakura's route. Today, we're going to start his route, so, boop, 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 because he is our last boy, in the main cast. I'm sure this route is going to be phenomenal, right? Because all of the guys that are not my favorites, or like the top of my pack, that I'm kind of like, about, always seem to have really fucking good routes. I'm not even kidding. Like, Heisuke's route was good. Yamazaki's route was fucking amazing. Like, you're like, oh my god, this is weird. Harada was actually one of my favorites in the beginning. Like, he's kind of in the middle. Like, he's like up there. Like, I don't know what it was about him. I'm like, he's so nice and sweet, and I love him. Like, I don't know what it is. And his route was really good. Nagakura's route is going to be probably great because he's not my favorite, but his route will be fucking great. Because, of course, Saito is like, I love him so much! But he's such a fucking robot. And all we got was like, I'm gonna touch your hand. Fucking serious, this game? And then everything else after that has been like, oh, well, these routes are actually pretty damn good. Anyway, we are supposed to attempt to explain my situation, which we've done. A lot of this is going to be skipping, because, you know, the dealio, we've done a lot of these things before. It's not until we get into the next couple of routes that we will probably be seeing a lot of different things, just because this is all common to these guys. When we do Ryoma and Soma, it'll be different because Soma we barely see, so we'll have a lot of different stuff with him, kind of like we did with Iba. Search the compound. And we talked to them outside, which we kind of already done. I'm not gonna like... I'm sorry, I'm sniffling. Like, I'm gonna die. You can't wear a dress? What are you talking about? That's really weird. Hey, Spacey, what the fuck? Also, his voice hurts me. So, like, I wish that when they didn't have, like, the Broheim bro, like, I can't do their voices, but there's always one of them, isn't there? There's always the Impei. Like, gotta have that voice to somebody. Oh, great. Nagakura. It's gonna be a lot of skipping on this one. Like, a lot. I feel bad. Well, then again, though, when we get romance points with him for choices, we might get a little itty-bitty hidden scenes, but for the most part, a lot of his stuff is going to be, like, similar to Harada's. So we really did just read these, and I am tempted to stop and read some of them, but at the same time, we just read a lot of these scenes in Harada's route, so... It's kind of like, do we really need to read it again? And it's the same thing when we go down Soma's route. We're going to see this scene again, which kind of like makes me, oh, that's right, we're going to do Soma next. So we're going to see this scene again. We don't need to read it 3 times in a row. Maybe that's just me. I don't want to read it 3 times in a row. Blah, blah, blah. We know what's going on. We were supposed to say, no, I'm not. Okay. I'm sure actually in that we'll change it to, actually, I'm a page when we go down Soma's route, so. So far, we've done every single choice. Like, I know, we're already chapter 2. We're skipping 4 minutes into the video. Like, his path will be only like 3 parts. Watch. Just if that. Because that's the way Yamazaki's was, and we still had a lot of scenes with Yamazaki. But leave and search for my father. Let's see. Okay, we're with Okita. I don't think we have a lot of scenes with Nagakura on our own. So it's kind of weird. We haven't gotten any, like, this is why we have high romance with him right now. We don't have a lot of options right now to get... Interesting, we already went there. Ah, cool, here we go. This is a different one. Scope things out. If I wander aimlessly in the darkness of the Ikeda Inn, I'm only going to become a nuisance. I should scope things out. I look around the inn. Ah! What? Out of the darkness, a Ronin appeared, his sword at the ready and headed straight for me. The intensity of those eyes, it's kind of scary. You're like, oh, God. Ah! As his sword swept down, another interposed itself between us. Nagakura's blade. Another, okay. Itself. Okay, the blade. Okay. I was like, itself? You mean himself? Then we said the blade. It made more sense. Okay. Spacey, don't correct Tim's typing until we get to you finish reading the sentence. Okay. You're fighting me, pal. You don't get to run off unless I say you can. Arrgh! The rodent gurgled wetly as Nagakura drove his sword deep into the man's stomach. Blood exploded everywhere. The visual imagery in this game is stunning. I felt my throat suddenly rise. So much blood. Sorry to ask you this right now, but do you think you could go check upstairs? Nobody's getting past me, so you can go check for me, just to be sure. I wanted to help, but I was focused on his hand. Nagakura, your hand! His left hand was drenched in bright crimson blood, as if the hand was simply gone. It looks awful. Nagakura glanced down at it and laughed. Ha! Ha! Didn't even know I had it. I'm fine, alright? Doesn't even hurt. Stop making that face. We were supposed to need to take care of Nagakura. I need to take care of Nagakura. But you're hurt. There's no way I could just walk away from that. I rushed to check his injury, but he gestured me to stay back. His troubled eyes met mine, and in them I saw eyes that witnessed his share of trying battles. His face was one of a warrior, one who was tired of fighting but continued with honor and courage. Thanks, but you don't have to worry about me right now. Please check up on Soji and Heisuke for now. True, Nagakura's injury wasn't life-threatening, and we have yet to know what's happened to Okita and Heisuke for now. Nagakura urged me once more, and I had to leave behind my concern and look for them. Got it. Nagakura, please be careful. We didn't get any love points for that bullshit? We should have got love points for that bullshit. What the fuck? That's what the guy told me to do. Nagakura's encouragement allowed me to push forward up the stairs. Inside the room, there was no flicker of light. Okita? Heisuke? I called out for them, but received no response. Were they not here? Or... My heart wrenched from fear at the thought. Someone... Heisuke! Heisuke! His forehead was gushing blood, and he was laid there, collapsed on the floor. In the next room, Okita was hunched on the floor, throwing up blood. Oh, God, that sounds horrible. Although he was also kicked really hard in the stomach. I checked both of them to make sure they were breathing and strapped cloth around their wounds, laying them gently on the floor. I was desperately administering their emergency first aid when I heard someone running from the bottom of the stairway. It seemed like Hijikata's troops, who were at the Shikoku Inn, came to reinforce us here. Oh, thank goodness. Thanks to Saito and Harada's good work, the Ronin from the Ikeda Inn were dealt with. Because Saito and Harada are awesome. All of them are awesome, but I mean, you know, everyone always. After making sure Okita and Heisuke were carefully carried off, I went downstairs. It seemed, for now, like the matters at Ikeda Inn were resolved, a temporary moment of peace. However, the horrors from the battle haunted each corner of the inn. Downstairs, Nagakura popped out with his uniform in tatters. Oh, there you are. Thanks for fighting Soji and Heisuke earlier. Yamazaki told me how great of a job you did treating them. You're real quick. Oh, please. It was nothing. I mean, I've dealt with many injuries back in Ida. Hey! Nagakura, show me your injury. Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot about my injuries. Doesn't look too bad, huh? Nagakura lifted his left hand, still dripping from the open wound. This injury is nothing. There are plenty of men around me that got way more serious injuries, so go help them out. I told him... Hold on. No! Show me your hand right now. No, Nagakura. I'm not leaving you here with that injury untended. Show it to me. He's like, ugh, forceful. He likes a forceful lady. I get it. Okay. God damn it, you'll listen to me. Oh, I like it when you yell at me. Yeah, you do. Harada likes it when we'll be a good wife for somebody someday, and he likes it when we're, you know, forceful. You show me that goddamn hand right now, you son of a bitch. That's what I said. He chuckled nervously, likely because I furrowed my brow to him and wouldn't take no for an answer. He's like, you're a cute kid. I'll kick your ass. Shit, you think so? Well, if you insist. You want to check it out for me? Nagakura gingerly approached the staircase to sit, lifting his bloody left hand to me. CG? Oh. Oh, she's not as derpy in this. Like, because her eyes are, like, she's squinting. I narrowed my eyes to tiny slits. That's what you call that? Seriously? No, but you know what I mean. Oh, this is adorable. I like this. It's pretty. Look at you. This is a pretty bad injury. How are you able to fight with this? Doesn't bother me when I'm fighting. I want to see how bad the injury is. This might hurt a little, but I'll be gentle, okay? Oh, that's totally fine. You can check it out all you want. Ow! I'm sorry, but I don't think it hit the bone, so let's treat this thoroughly when we get back. I cut a piece of my handkerchief and wrapped it around Nagakora's left hand. This is all I can do for the time being. Sorry. Thanks, Spacey. When you were first brought to the headquarters, I doubted you a lot, didn't I? Even still, you stayed with us and worked up the courage to join us in the battlefield. I'm really thankful for you know that? I hope you keep staying with us. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Right back at you, Nagakora. Right back at you, bro. I don't think they said that shit back in the day either, but... the slang was probably weirder, right? Finally, the sun rose from the black sky. Okay. That was cute. We had a little touching scene. Oh. Ah, Iba. I miss you. I miss all of our boys. Each path is beautiful in its own way. I don't think I've had one that I was like, meh, about. I mean, I'm a little disappointed in Saito's route because it was just like nothing. But he's also a robot, so at the same time, him like touching our hand and just looking at us is like, oh my god, he's so madly in love with you. It's like he's on fire with passion because he's just really just not able to verbalize shit, basically. I mean, he's the robot of the bunch, which, you know, I love the glasses assholes, and I love me the robots. I don't know why. I like the ones that are like, you don't know how to human. It's adorable. I love it. That's Saito. He doesn't know how to fucking human. He's really just actually the quiet robot one, but he knows how to human. He's just, I don't know how to talk to people. I'm just quiet and shy, and I'm gonna go back to my corner now. So cute. Anyway. Mount Tenno. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's how you say it, but... there was no question. I would go with Hijikata and chase after Ronin headed for Mount Tenno. Despite Fushimi being quite a distance away, soldiers moved at a rapid pace. It was hard for me to keep up, and I was beginning to run short of breath when I saw someone. He was standing in front of us, shadows obscuring his face and clothes, cloaked in a strange aura. Hijikata seemed to sense it too, and he motioned for the men to halt. The Shinsengumi stopped, save for one man who was either too excited or too foolish to heed the commander. These. Gah! That's why you listen to Hijikata. Keep calm and trust Hijikata. I saw a momentary flash of steel as the man yelped. Hey, the hell is this? You okay? The man just laid there unresponsive. You okay? I'm pretty sure he's dead. Jeez. Nakakora, get a clue. I could see thick red blood already beginning to pool around him. Taken aback at first by the sudden attack, the men all turned now to glare at the stranger. Oh, that's true. We haven't met him yet. Judging by those jackets, you're Shinsengumi. Acting like you're the 47 Ronin. Huh? Boorish as always. Hold on. Sorry, it has allergies today, so I'm dying. Anyway. They were already on edge, but the man's words only made the men more agitated. I'd heard from the men that they had their reasons for wearing their uniforms. They wanted desperately to pay the strange man back for his taunts and for attacking their brother, but they knew now was no time for revenge. First, you get in my way, Takeda, and now you're all trying to play the good guy around here? So the peasants haven't had their fill of defeat yet? Excuse me, you aren't even samurai, are you? I'd turn back if I were you. Unless you like the thought of coughing up blood like your friend over here. I don't think he's coughing up anything. I'm pretty sure he's dead. As he spoke, I felt the air begin to thicken with the rage of the Shinsengumi. You're the swordsman for Ikeda that beat Soji. I heard you were quite a swordsman, but those are pretty big words from such a little man. Hijikata's smile was anything but warm. I'd heard you were talented for peasants, but this sorry display tells me it was all for show. He laughed at the sight of the man he'd just slain. That man from the inn, Okita was it? Far too weak to be considered a real swordsman, but he's the sword of the Shinsengumi. Hijikata's teeth were now almost completely bared. I knew Okita wasn't weak at all, and I wanted to tell him so, but it was true that he had been injured. Yeah, he's got fucking tuberculosis, and he still was really good at almost kicking your ass, is all I'm saying. So, he's dying from the inside out. I think he's doing pretty good for that. Insult Soji all you want, but how about you tell us why you killed this man first? I heard the soft hiss of Nagakura's sword sliding from its scabbard. At his feet lay the man who'd been attacked, his face now an odd pale color. I wept for his spirit. If I don't like what I hear, then I'm gonna kill you right here. Huh. Defend your warrior's pride. The shogun says jump and you say, how high? Again, I don't think that saying existed back then. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Why are you pursuing men who've lost and fled the battlefield? Don't you know they've already fled from Mount Tanu to take their own lives? What? Was he telling the truth? Did the Choshu men commit honorable suicide? I looked over at Hijikata and the rest of his men, but none of them looked surprised. The man in front of us was trying to stop the Shinsengumi in an attempt to protect the pride of the Choshu samurai, which is what had upset him. From his point of view, I could see why he felt right in what he was doing, but that gave him no right to kill someone just to prove a point. Is it really a right to take a man's life for the sake of someone else's pride? Only you can protect your own pride. Letting others control the value of something important to you will only hurt you later on. It was weird. How can someone keep their pride? They expect someone else to fight for it. Okay, this is just, is it just me or just like none of that makes sense? Like, we ask a question and then I feel like we're having a conversation with ourselves. And that also last sentence just didn't make sense at all. Okay, anyway. Maybe I'm just like brain dead. I don't know that it make okay. Whatever. God damn it, Tim. What the fuck are you doing? Your sentiment has some truth to it. Are you saying I should simply allow the Shinsengumi to pilfer any pride the Choshu have left, just to gain merit for arresting them? He didn't sound amused. No, that's not what I meant, but under that crimson glare, my voice trailed off. Pathetic. Thought you were trying to make some kind of point, stranger, but you're just whining like a petulant child. This is war, you idiot. What? The man spoke through clenched teeth, and the knuckles of his sword hand turned white. They started a pointless fight. Didn't have balls to see it through. I love it when Hijikata says things like that. It's not swearing, but they didn't have the balls. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's great. And they ran away with tails tucked. Those cowards don't deserve honor. They're all spineless traitors. I think a man like that deserves an honorable death. They'll die with their goddamn guts and heads in the dirt. You mean to say they should have been prepared to die for their cause when they went to war? Any man who starts a fight he isn't willing to die for doesn't know what it means to be a warrior. Let's say they do have some scrap of pride left. Wouldn't dying in battle be better than dying on your own sword? Hijikata's own concepts of pride and honor was not something he could easily compromise. No matter how long he and the stranger spoke, I also knew that they would never see eye to eye. Hijikata drew his sword from its scabbard, and I saw Nagakura drop into a fighting stance. Hijikata's eyes narrowed, and after muttering something angry under his breath, Nagakura stepped back and put his blade in its sheath. You don't look like a coward to me, so I figure you're ready to finish what you started when you killed one of my men. Big words from a small man. Do you honestly believe you can defeat me? In an instant, their swords met, and the clang of metal reverberated through the mid-afternoon air. I get to see so much more of Hijikata now. But it's kind of ruining it for, like, when we're in his path. But we're going to read the whole thing anyway, so. Maybe. I don't know. Nobody said do it or don't do it. Like, you guys, come on. Do it or don't do it. By the time, they'll be recording that part by the time you see this. But anyway. They sprang apart, eyes fixed on one another, and I saw Hijikata's hand tighten on his sword. If you leave it up to me, I'm probably going to do a lot of skipping, because we need to get to Edo Blossoms, motherfucker. I don't know. The commander's swordsmanship seemed without a true rival, but this man had defeated Okita. I saw Nagakura reach for his own sword. He was to leap into the fight as well, probably hoping to help Hijikata gain the upper hand. When I saw him about to pounce, I couldn't help but scream. Fight as well. Oh, wow, we're supposed to tell him to fight. Cool. Oh, I'll fight too. Oh, we're going to scream that we'll fight. I thought we were going to be like, yeah, go fight him. There was only one of them, and if Nagakura and I stood with Hijikata, we'd have a pronounced advantage. So I drew my Kodachi. That's actually cool. That we're actually going to try. We're going to fail, but at least we're going to try. Props to us for this. That's the spirit, Spacey. Don't push it, though. You're a girl, after all. I heard the repeated scrape of metal moving as Nagakura and the men behind us all drew their swords to join the commander. He shouldn't have screamed that out loud, but I'm sure he's just said it to us, and what the people standing a foot from us didn't hear. Whatever. You're just a kid. You know. Idiots. Why did we come here? His words stopped us in our tracks. Our detachment had been given the assignment of tracking down the rebels who'd fled to Mount Tenno. We had no time to waste, but even so, we could hardly just leave Hijikata behind. Do you think I'll just let you pass? Pay attention. Put a sword through your back as easily as your front. With Hijikata in striking distance, the swordsman didn't dare move toward us. I'll catch up to you as soon as I'm done with this bastard. Now get out of here. I was torn. Hijikata was an amazing swordsman, but the stranger was... All right, Hijikata. I'm going to leave this guy to you. Come on, man. We're moving out. Double time. As he spoke, Nagakura slid his sword back into the scabbard with ease and gestured to the men. But... I was still trying to think it through when Nagakura grabbed my hand. Come on. You know the commander's a monster. Even if this chump hurt him, he wouldn't die. His words calmed me a little. Right. Without looking back, I kept running as if Nagakura was dragging me. It's almost nighttime. I was waiting at the base of Mount Tenno. Nagakura led some men further up looking for the Choshu rebels, but a few were left at the bottom in case any other Choshu forces returned. I'd stayed with them. It'll be all right. They'll be back soon, I'm sure of it. I know, but is Hijikata safe? He must be. No sooner were the words out of my mouth than a shadow appeared in the dirt road in front of me. The shadow stepped towards us and into the light. Busted up Hijikata. Oh no, he's perfectly fine. Look at him. Just as angry as ever. God, I love his angry face. Such a marshmallow. Hijikata! I felt tears spring to my eyes and shoved them away with the back of my hand. Glad to see you're safe, Commander. Doesn't even look like you've been injured. Good work. Shimada was right. Hijikata was without a scratch, but even so, his expression was dark. I'd hoped we'd have a real fight. We were barely started when the Satsuma stuck their noses in. What were the Satsuma doing there? Well, his name's Chikage Kazama. Seems he's part of the Satsuma. But if he's part of the Satsuma domain, didn't they help the Aizu drive off the Choshu? Why did Kazama try to stop the Shinsengumi? I frowned. Something wasn't right. Doesn't that mean he disobeyed orders? Kazama, I mean. Probably. The men who broke up our fight seemed confused by whatever the hell he was up to. It's probably the other demon dudes, right? Yeah. In any case, they probably know they can't push him around. They stand no choice against him. I see. This Kazama character must have some clout, even among the Satsuma. Maybe it's because he's powerful enough to hold off men like Okita and Hijikata, but there's something else to him that perplexes me, because we don't know he's a demon. When Hijikata spoke next, his voice was bitter. He's a lazy son of a bitch, with enough money or influence to do whatever the hell he feels like. Bastard like him has no right to teach me what pride is all about. Aw, sweetie, is your pride hurt? Aw, just stroke his arm, it's okay. Before Hijikata could continue, we heard the sound of men approaching, and Nagakura appeared with the bulk of our detachment trailing behind him. Nagakura stopped for a split second when he saw Hijikata, and then he creeped into a sly grin. Well, we went up to the top to have a look, but sadly every last one of those bastards already cut themselves wide open. My heart fell as he explained. I wasn't sad that they'd killed themselves, or that the Shinsengumi hadn't been able to arrest them. Only that more lives had been lost. That bastard got in our way. Said here we didn't get to bring them to justice. Well, that's the way of the warrior, yeah? That's what Nagakura says, but I'm not so sure. I thought about how I felt about Nagakura's words. I'm not sure I agree. I like this. Are we in his path? Because we keep disagreeing with him and doing opposite endings. This is his path. We're in his... Out of the friend zone. That's one of the trophies for his path. That's funnier now, considering the fact that in Harada's ending, he was like, man, like his Harada's like unrequited love ending. He was like, man, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, basically. And he like sulked off sad. Out of the friend zone this time. Perfect route to do after that. That's pretty funny. And then, mahalo, bro. Of course, because he's the dote, right? Oh my god. Anyway. So we're supposed to say, I'm not sure I agree. Do you really think so? If they didn't die here, maybe they could have survived and eventually done something good with their lives. Nagakura gave me a puzzled look. I think he was taken aback by the ambitiousness of my praise. I even surprised myself a little. Well, in my book, dying in battle is better than committing suicide. At least I think so. But rather than surviving and being put to shame, they could die as warriors. That's better to me. From my experience with the Shinsengumi, I could see why Nagakura's perspective made sense. As the daughter of a doctor, though, seeing people close to the brink of death and treating illnesses and injuries, I couldn't see suicide as an option. To take your own life, though, there's so much more to life than fighting, don't you think? Nagakura frowned lightly at my suggestion. He's like, the fuck do you think you're hanging out with? No? We'll make you think otherwise with our nerve. Anyway. Nagakura frowned lightly at my suggestion, then sighed as he continued. You stand up to me, Spacey, and you tell me what to do. I like being bossed around by an opinionated woman. See, I'm just, like, Nagakura's not the guy that, like, I'm attracted to, and yet his personality is like, I like the bossy woman who's opinionated. And I'm like, that's so me! That is so me! And see, you'd be in love with me, and I'd be like, whatever, dude, I'm in love with the hot, beautiful robot over there who has no interest in me because I'm not demure and quiet. The fuck? Damn it! What's wrong with me? This is all the first time she's ever actually gotten ballsy and, like, said what she thinks. She's usually like, I'm sorry! I didn't mean to open my mouth! And they're usually like, it's okay, I guess. And he's like, yeah! Love it when you get opinionated. He's like... Just, again, we're normally like, so quiet. I mean, she does speak her opinion sometimes, but she always apologizes for it. That was just the time period, but... Look, if Hijikata's going to be saying fucking balls over there, then you know what? We can have a goddamn opinion, okay? We're allowed to have a fucking opinion. We're not really going with the time period for realsies here, so I'm just saying. Hold on. Emojis are a bitch. Fucking balls. I know he never actually said fucking balls, but he said fucking and he said balls, and I just want him to put them together. So. Anyway, maybe you're right. As long as you're alive, you might be able to figure something out. His expression shifted quickly into a light-hearted smile, and he scratched his head. All right, then. I'll never be like that. Don't let yourself get too torn up about it. No matter what happens, I'll definitely survive. Thank you. He was just talking about how honorable it seemed for the Choshu to commit an honorable suicide. It seemed, though, he empathized with me. I think he agreed because he understood my point. Nah, he just kind of sort of has feelings for you, even though not yet, really. It's like, it's a budding feeling. But you're 12. No, I'm just kidding. You're like 14. It's weird. But someday, in a couple of years, yeah, it's not going to be weird anymore. Even if it was all a display to make me feel better, it worked. I appreciated his gesture. So we returned to Mount Tenno to meet back with the others. We didn't return back to, we're at Mount Tenno. So anyway, on the way back, Hijikata and the men began plotting their next move. It looked like there was still plenty for the Shinsengumi to do in Kyoto. I'm wondering, though, if, like, in Hijikata's route we have, like, other conversations or something slightly different. You know what I mean? Because this definitely was... It had both of them, but it was more Nagakura related because we're But how would it, I guess it's because we've got no points with Hijikata, because it's like, this seems like it'd be like really like, oh god, we could have got the wrong thing. Oh my god! Do you want to build a snowman? Please God. Please God. I need to build a snowman with him. I cannot believe the right answer for Saito still was, do you want to play? Still the best ever. January 1865, and he's like, how would we do that? I don't understand human playing. So cute, little robot. A few months have passed since the Hamagori Rebellion, and the season has changed from summer to winter. I woke up to a numbing cold pain. I opened the sliding door to see outside, and the sight before my eyes overwhelmed me. Whoa, snow? The yard looked as though someone had tossed a thick white blanket over everything. It was my second winter in Kyoto, but I still wasn't accustomed to its painfully cold weather. Still, cold was hardly a reason to avoid my work. That particular day I was assigned cooking duty. First, I would need to gather water from the well. After that, I could begin my other preparations. Ah, so cold. My fingers were already beginning to go numb, and the wooden floor beneath my feet felt like ice. But I couldn't turn back, so I gripped my bucket tightly and quickly scurried to the kitchen. Hey, Spacey! Up early as always? Oh, good morning. His voice sounded as bright and relaxed as ever, completely unfazed by the cold. Did you see the snow? I thought it was cold enough already, but now this? Somebody up there's got a sense of humor. He looked down at my bucket. Wait, you got a bucket. Are you all making breakfast in this cold? Look, I can go wake up the other guys if you want some help, okay? Oh, no, I'm fine, really. I'm in charge of breakfast today. I want to do this. Is he going to help me? I gave him my best smile, then turned and hurried toward the kitchen. Once I finished cleaning up after breakfast, I went back to my room to sew. Hey, Spacey, you got a minute? I jumped nearly a foot in the air as Nagakura appeared from nowhere. Oh, I'm sorry, it'd be nice if you could say something or knock before you come in. Huh? Why? Why would that be a problem? Were you busy or something? No, not exactly, just... He tilted his head to the side and looked at me with a blank stare. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's like, what? I don't get it. Oh my god, you're walking into a girl's room. What if I was naked? He'd be like, I'd be okay with that. And you're like, I wouldn't be right now. Maybe. I don't know. No? Yes? I don't... Huh. There you go. Well, let's say you'd walked in while I was changing or something. That would be a problem. But he's like, his eyes went wide. Oh, right. Yes, that's right. I guess that is a possibility, huh? Sorry. Blushing! Oh, no, you don't need to apologize. Nothing bad happened. I racked my brain to change the subject. Oh, that's right. You said you needed something. Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you a favor. Could you close your eyes? Is he going to pelt me with a snowball? Because I'd be like, what? Why? Come on, just do it. This'll just take a minute. I waited for a second and I closed my eyes. Keep them shut, okay? 1 second. The floor creaked as he set something heavy down in front of me. What on earth? Okay, it's ready. Open your eyes, Spacey. I let them flutter open. I can't. I want to know what it is, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't, because I want the mystery. Because it's like, And sitting in front of me was a large brazier, a few red coals glowing inside of it. What's this for? Huh? Oh, well, you've had to go get water and stuff, even though it's cold a lot lately, right? And I saw your hands were getting pretty cold this morning, so I went and got this. Oh, it's like he bought us mittens, only better. You got this for me? Well, yeah, of course. You're like my sister or something. Oh, that's why we get out of the friend zone. We're like, oh, friend zoned. So go on, warm yourself up. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Because we're little, we're young right now. So he's like, you're like my sister or something. And then later he's like, oh my god, you're actually, see, you were a girl and now you're a woman. And wait, what the fuck? Where'd these thoughts come from? See how it's gonna go. Nagakura and I sat down next to the brazier to warm up. Gradually, I began to feel the heat seep into my body, and feeling entered my stiff fingers. Did you just carry around a flaming pot? Because I can't imagine that was hot. Man, There's just something different about the cold in Kyoto. It just gets into your bones, you know? And then in the summer, it's hotter than an oven. How is that fair? I sure miss Ito. Were you born there? Yep, Ito boy, through and through. My first bath was in the Sumida River. The Sumida River? A river that flows through the city of Ito. Maybe that's it, huh? I never could get used to the way people talk here. Like they got something stuck on their teeth. Although I guess Ito talks that way too. And he's from Ito. Ito talks and he's from Ito. It's probably not Ito, is it? Because it's like an E and I'm saying it Ito, but it's like Edo. It would be Edo, wouldn't it? Say it wrong. That's the problem. You see E's and you want to say it English-wise, like E's or or like the 5 million ways we pronounce vowels. It's not how it works. Whatever. The moment he mentioned Ito, I saw Nagakura's face twist as if he just tasted something sour. You don't like Ito, do you? I know he's a smart guy. Man, we need smart guys if we want the Shinsengumi to get bigger. He looked down at his cupped hands, blew into them, and rubbed them together over the brazier. But ever since he showed up, Sanad's gotten worse. He's depressed almost all the time. And Kondo's getting a big head from all the ass-kissing. Sorry to say, he gets from Ito. So as a result, seems like he can't see the big picture. I looked down at the floor and folded my hands as he continued. Everyone there cared about the Shinsengumi, but I was starting to feel as if they didn't all have the same ideas about how to succeed. Oh, I just remembered something. I had to change the subject. You said you don't like the way people in Kyoto talk, but you love Kyoto women, right? Look at he's like, look at his face! He coughed in surprise and snapped his head over to look at me quizzically. Well, I only visit the red light district to, gather information and, yeah, you're a man whore. Look, he's all blushy. We're like, sitting there like, you like the working girls? Yeah. He's like, shut up. You're like, gross. You're like, Lord knows what you have, what you picked up from them. Maybe you didn't have to worry about that back in the day, but I'm pretty sure you fucking did. Like, gross. You know, your timid act works pretty well, huh? You're sharper than people realize, Spacey. That's because you're from Ito, isn't it? Maybe? I don't know. That seemed to be enough, though, and Nagakura and I laughed over our memories of Ito. Fireworks of the Sumida, visiting the Kabuki Theater, or watching the animals from the west at the foot of the Ryokuku Bridge. Koku. It's Koku. Koku Bridge. Ryokoku Bridge. That's hard to say. Well, that says Ryogoku Bridge. A bridge over the Sumida River. So, is it Koku or Goku? Pick one, game! Tim the Terrible Typist! The longer we spoke, the more we discovered we had in common, and so we kept talking as I lost track of time. Eventually, during a lull, I happened to glance down at the silently burning charcoal. Something occurred to me. Oh. I turned and looked up at Nagakura. While we've got this out, should I make some mochi? Mochi? You have some? Yes, Kondo snuck me a little. He said it was left over from New Year's, and I could eat it whenever I wanted. I'll prepare it right away. Because I wanted to see him happy, I headed toward the kitchen as quickly as I dared. As soon as the mochi was ready, I scurried back. Huh? Nagakura's eyes were closed and his head was wobbling back and forth. Nagakura, are you asleep? Instead of waking up, however, his body tipped sideways as he slammed down on the floor. And he started to snore. That's adorable. I guess he was tired. I was about to put a blanket over him so he wouldn't catch a cold when... Uh-oh. Are you there, Yukimura? I need to ask you something. Oh, yes, I'm here. I could hear Shimada from out in the hallway. I slid the door open quickly and stepped down into the chilly floor. What did you need? Yeah, he's asleep. We had a long talk. It tired him out. He's like, talking would tire him out. Like, awkward. no idea where he is. He's not in my room passed out on the floor for no reason. I'm looking for Nagakura, but I can't find him. Do you know where he is? He was on patrol last night, so I thought he might be sleeping, but he wasn't in his room. What? He had to be exhausted. He needed to sleep as much as he could. Shimada, is the business you were talking about urgent? No, not especially. I just had something I needed to give him. Oh, I see. I think we're supposed to leave him alone. We're not going to wake him up. That's me. Left him alone. I wanted to let Nagakura sleep a little longer. I can give it to him later if you want. Well, I don't mind, but... He nodded his lip for a moment, but Shimada seemed too busy to give it too much thought. If it's not too much trouble, then yes. He seemed relieved, and he handed me a small bundle of paper. I watched Shimada leave and step back into my room. Nagakura lay there just as I'd left him. I sat down and looked at his sleeping face. Even though he'd been up all night, he was worried enough about me to find a brazier and bring it all the way to my room. The brazier warmed my hands, but the warmth felt in my heart came from somewhere else entirely. I know, that's adorable. I pulled out a blanket and gently laid it over him. Although I'm still not gonna lie, like they're some of them do like the sweetest things like early on. But Saito did build snow bunnies with us, which was adorable because he's like, I don't know how to play in the snow, like, which was cute. And because I make fun of his route all the time when we get all these adorableness because, you know, his route was such a cock block. But it's because he's a robot. But also, he took care of us while we were sick, and that was fucking adorable. It took him a long time to do that. He's just he's a harder nut to crack, is what it is, okay? I pulled out a blanket and gently laid it over him. This is adorable, though. With that done, I sat and returned to my sewing. After a short while, Nagakura turned over to sleep, and his back bumped against the brazier. Huh? What? That impact seemed to have jolted him awake. He looked dazed as he blinked his eyes open. What? What's going on? Did I fall asleep? You did. You were really tired. Oh, man. Did I start drooling? I just love that. I'm sorry, that's such a human thing. Like, oh, was I drooling? First time, like... Of course not. You were a perfect gentleman. You can't help drooling when you sleep, okay? But I think that's fucking hilarious. You were a gentleman because you're a horrible asshole if you drool in your sleep and can't help it. Like, did I snore? It was loud, wasn't it? No, you slept very peacefully. So, did you see me sleeping? Well, yes. I mean, you were in my room. He coughed awkwardly and looked away. Oh, well, no point trying to act cool now, I guess. He grinned. I wanted to say thank you. I know you had the night shift last night, but you still took the time to do all this for me. Aww. Huh? Well, hey, don't think I'm too nice. I just wanted to warm up too, you know. Don't need to thank me. He blushed sheepishly, and I couldn't stifle a giggle. Oh, I know. Let's make some mochi. I brought some over. I brought some roasted soy flour and soy sauce. Take which one you like. Awesome. It's always best to start with soy sauce. His eyes shone with excitement. I set the grill in front of him and placed the mochi on top. He practically jumped up and down in anticipation. Oh man, I hope it's done soon. When I was a kid, I could never wait for mochi to cook, so I always just end up eating it raw. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I wanted to give him what Shimada brought, but I didn't want to ruin the moment. So I figured I could give it to him after we eat. So for a while longer, we watched the mochi cook. Later that night, I changed into my bedclothes, cleaned up after the fire, and crawled into bed. Thanks to Nagakura's brazier, I was much warmer. That was so nice of him. I thought back to the comfortable afternoon we'd spent together and drifted into a pleasant sleep. Oh. I'm going to skip just in case if there's any stuff we need to skippies. Hold on. I gotta drop my remote. Brain saw the 1865 and the chapter 3 at the same time, and I went, chapter 5 already? What the fuck? And I was like, wait, there's no way. Oh, sorry, hold on. Okay. Oh, we had a touching scene with Nagakura. Nagakura. Bitchy McBitcherson. Oh, he's still so fucking hair. He's such a douche, but his hair. We're going to return to my room. Hichikata is so angry. The way he glares at us like that. Like, oh yeah, work the runway, bitch. Resting bitch face. He has resting bitch face. Oh, go back to my room. Where should I go? We're gonna go back to my room. No. Ooh. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, so I decided to return to my room. However, there was no way I could sleep tonight, given the circumstances. I was alone in my room, and the images kept returning no matter how hard I tried to forget. Before I knew it, dawn was almost breaking. I wondered if any of the others were awake. I slowly sauntered to the common room, and I saw a light flickering, sensing someone inside. There I saw Nagakura standing alone in the room. You're still up, Nagakura? Oh, it's you, Spacey. Still in the middle of my watch. Take it you couldn't sleep? Yeah. I felt wrong that I intruded upon Nagakura, and he kneeled, brooding intensely over something, and it felt wrong to strike a conversation with him. Oh, what? It was like 2 sentences in like 1. As I stood watching him, Nagakura eventually opened up to me. Back in the day, there was a captain who drank the stuff of his own accord. And I guess failed for him too. So in the end he died from drinking it. Sana knew about it. After muttering those words, Nagakura fell silent. It was clear today hurt everyone deeply. I'm glad he's alive though. I mean seriously, but oh, that's good. That's what we're supposed to say. That's what I was saying. I'm saying like I'm glad he's alive though. That's what I would want to say, but yes, that's what I'm glad he's alive though, even at the moment. He seemed shocked. Nagakura's eyes widened. You're so right. We need to be thankful that Sanan is with us. Even for the moment, huh? Look at how pretty! Oh my god. He's not my favorite, but like, look at how pretty he is in this scene. Like, dude. He's like, they make it like, the CGs are always especially like, oh my god, they're so pretty. Spacey, thank you for letting me realize the most important thing. Nagakura chuckled, then nudged his fingers under my chin. Oh. Well, I guess that's what makes you a doctor's daughter. The way you approach things is different than, say, me, who thinks about fighting everyone. The statement kind of had nothing to do with me being a doctor's daughter, but the sentiment was cute. Knowing Nagakura was a little more cheerful. Sorry for making everything all sappy. Oh, it's no problem at all. I'm happy just knowing that I was of some use to you. Huh, you're making me blush. Thanks for staying up so late. I'm gonna go on another round, so make sure you get some rest. Oh yeah, why did you come out here anyway? I had a hunch people were still awake, so I figured I could fix snacks for everyone. Well, now isn't really the best time to eat. I'll eat a whole heap in the morning, don't worry. I see. Then please be careful. Alright, well, I'll be on my way. Oh, the CGs of him are adorable. With that said, Nagakura walked back to the Makewa house? You know what? I can't. Whatever. There wasn't much time left until morning, but I did my best to crawl into bed to get some sleep. Oh. Oh, what? Oh, Cher. I love Cher. I sneeze. Oh, sorry. All right, there's where we meet our twin brother who looks better in a dress than we do. Sorry, looks better in a kimono than we do. Anyway. La 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 la. Okay, and this is where, yeah, the demons come, and then they tell us we're a demon, and they all come, and like... Kazama. I'm going to stay! Didn't move. I knew leaping into the fight. Okay. Tell him to watch out. We can't have faith in Harada because that would... Watch out! Hey, come on. Don't look too worried. Leave it to me. In a swift motion, he swept his foot across the ground, throwing up a small cloud of dust, which I think is, yeah. We can't have faith in him that'll give us romance points with him, and we don't want romance points with him. Like, watch out, Harada! We're buddy-buddy with you. And, like, it's interesting that Nagakura was nowhere in that scene, so. That's still funny. It's not any of my business. That's the next choice we're gonna make. I gotta sneeze again. Pretty to do work. Kind of missed. It was a little behind this little thing that, because I was sneezing, but. Oh god, I gotta sneeze again. Hold on. So we just go with their interest in me. Okay, interesting. There's no Nagakura in any of this. Like, he's barely been around for a while. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Ooh, we've been there with them for like 2 years now. I don't know what month we got, but you know. 1868 is when we're like, I've been with them for 4 years, so. April 1866. Relations between the shogunate and Choshu were turning sour quickly. The shogunate began gathering forces with the intent of asserting dominance in the domain, later becoming known as the Second Choshu Expedition. Although it didn't directly affect the Shinsengumi, Kondo and Ito were called to accompany the shogunate's envoy on its way to the west region. With the chief gone, Hijikata assumed charge of the Shinsengumi. Soon after, unrest grew amongst the Shinsengumi men, who were becoming frustrated with Hijikata's strict leadership. Ugh! The hell is up with Hijikata? He's been riding us way harder than usual. You're telling me! I was trying to get permission to go out for a bit, but he wouldn't shut up till I gave him the itinerary of what I wanted to do. I don't know, guys. Cut him a little slack. If something bad happens while Kondo's out, it could really screw us up. He's got a lot on his mind. Yeah, sure, I'll buy that. But tell me one thing. Why isn't he cracking down like this on Ito's men? Does he think he can shove us around just because we've known each other longer? Nagakura frowned and let his back fall onto the floor with a thump. He sat there for some time, staring at the ceiling. He laid there for some time, before he spoke again. Alright, that's it! We're going to the city! Everybody get ready! What? Right now? Hijikata had been quite clear about how he felt regarding nighttime escapades. Damn right! What does he think we are, priests? I'm not sitting around in a temple all day. The night's young. We need to tell the rest of the guys. At least we can kind of talk back. But they have to do what he says. They're probably miserable. With that, he disappeared. I suppose we should go too. Someone needs to watch out for Shin. He seems pretty stressed. Yes, he does. Harada turned and looked straight at me with an eyebrow pointedly raised. Well, wait, you mean me? I love you, Harada. You're adorable. He's so pretty. I'm putting you in charge to watch over him. Someone needs to look out for him, and you're like, me? He's like, I know how you feel about him. I know how you feel about you. You're like, what? Huh? Oblivious. Spacey is oblivious. Nagakura well, I don't think she's really oblivious. She kind of knows how she feels about them, but she's oblivious that they might feel the same. You know. Nagakura returned with a number of men in tow, and we headed out into the city. He drank sake by the gallon, and before long he was in a much better mood. Gallons of alcohol. He should be dead. Jesus. Come on, boys. Let's hit the next one. Drinks are on me. Oh, I heard that place over there is pretty good. Thank you, sir. But are you sure this is okay? Isn't the commander going to be upset that you brought us out? Nah, don't worry. I'll take the responsibility for that. If he gives you any shit, you tell me and I'll shut him up. You're awesome, Captain Nagakura. We'd follow you anywhere. I don't know what that was. Although some of them seemed nervous, Nagakura's good humor and generosity had buoyed the spirits of the warriors significantly. Although none of them had the courage to say it, I began to suspect that Nagakura wasn't the only person tiring of Hijikata's strict rules. Shin, don't you think we should be getting back? It's almost curfew. If we aren't home soon, we're gonna get it. Curfew? Come on, curfew's for kids. Forget it. We'll be fine. Fine? If we break curfew, we have to... You know... Huh. Hijikata wants to make me cut myself open. He's welcome to try. Wasn't sure if it was the alcohol, but whatever it was, Nagakura wasn't listening to Heisuke. Nagakura. He turned to look at me. Hey, Spacey! You're coming, right? We shouldn't. No, of course I'm not. We can't break curfew. But I know Hijikata wouldn't want to make you kill yourself over something like this, but I don't think he's going to back down either. I could feel several pairs of eyes on me, and I suddenly became very aware that I was lecturing a man twice my size with 4 times my strength. He's probably 4 times your size. You two have known each other for a long time, right? You're friends. Don't think about the rules. Think about your friend. He likes it when we lecture him. He needs a woman that's going to be like, I will kick your fucking ass if you don't go back right now. We reasoned with him, but literally we could have been like, no, you're going to turn around, and you're going to get the fuck back before curfew, you're going to think about your friend, you're going to stop being a selfish douchebag, all right? Shut up, go. Don't make me slap you. Damn, I like it when you get all feisty. Yeah, I guess you're right. Probably doesn't want me dead, huh? Behind him, I saw Heisuke and Harada let out silent sighs of relief. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, think about it. How much have we all been through together? All right, let's pack it in. If we hurry, we should be able to get back in time. Nobody was anxious to incur Hijikata's wrath, so our exodus was swift. Before we began to move, however, Nagakura turned and bent down close to me. Hey, thanks for stopping me. What? One of my less attractive traits is that once I get stuck on something, I kind of lose sight of other stuff. Gets me in trouble every so often. If you hadn't done what you did, I don't think I would have even considered the consequences until it was way, way too late. So I'm glad you were here. Thanks, Spacey. Oh, it was nothing. Glad I could help. It's much harder to write off someone you've known well for years, even if you often disagree. In his heart, Nagakura had no real desire to hurt Hijikata, and I was certain that sentiment went the other way as well. Unfortunately, when we got back to headquarters, it was already long past curfew. Well, what's gonna happen to us? Do you think he's gonna make us, I won't let that happen. I'm the one who dragged y'all out there, so if something goes down, I'll take the heat. Long past curfew? Like, I don't think it would have been that far. But I got no regrets. If I have to kill myself over something as dumb as this, then that's how it goes. To hell with the Shinzagumi. Nagakura, he seemed oddly unconcerned for a man who might be about to die. I didn't know what I could say to him, so I just watched as he walked off. Right, well, come on, guys. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Shibachi won't leave you twisted in the wind. Okay. At Harada's urging, we followed Nagakura toward the hall. Hijikata was waiting for us, looking furious. Of course he is. Sorry, Dad. Oh. It's actually more like, sorry, Mom. Hijikata's like our pissed off mom. Getting in pretty late for boys who aren't on night patrol. I think I made the punishment for breaking curfew clear. Not scared of death, I could see some of the other warriors going pale as they looked nervously at one another. Hey, I forced them to come with me. I'm responsible for all this, okay? Don't remember putting you in charge, Senpachi. I decide who's responsible, and I don't give a shit who invited whom. You all broke regulations. For several long 10 seconds, Hijikata and Nagakura glared at one another. Hey, Hijikata, it's our fault too. We should have just told Shin to go home earlier. None of this would have... Hijikata's eyes pulled away from Nagakura's and dragged across the rest of us like a sheet of fire. Nagakura likes when we get violent. We're like, no, you will fucking go home right now. He's like, I like a strong woman. Hijikata's looking, staring daggers at us, and we're like, he's going to be the one that pushes us up against a wall, isn't he? Yeah, I like it. You know I do. Rooms. Now. You'll get your punishment later. But... come on, Heisuke. Let's go. What? Why? You're really just going to leave him here to die? Harada didn't answer, nor even look at Heisuke. He just stared into Hijikata's eyes deeply. Then he grabbed Heisuke by the arm and began to haul him bodily from the room. You too, Spacey. Okay. I braved one furtive look back over my shoulder at Nagakura as we walked away. From where I was, I couldn't see his face. Once we reached the hallway, out of sight of Hijikata, Harada stopped. Very quietly, he moved toward the sliding door. He only pressed an index finger to his lips, telling me to be quiet. He's like, shut up, we're gonna spy. I love you. Then he leaned up close to the door, listening intently to what was happening on the other side. I moved up next to the door as well and followed suit, as did Heisuke. Fucking adorable. I wish we had a CG of all three of us, like, at the door, like, in a little stack, you know? Like, we're on our knees listening, and, like, Heisuke's above us, and Harada's above him. Like, I just... Well, what do you want me to do? I'm not afraid to die, so if that's what's gonna be, then spit it out. Hijikata sighed. You're not happy with how I'm running things, are you? Every time you do something like this, it always comes down to my leadership. This wasn't the tone he'd used giving orders to the other warriors. Back in Edo, before the move to Kyoto, he'd probably spoken that way all the time. Well, yeah, I guess so. Kondo too. Don't you think you're being a little too much of a hard ass on some of this stuff? I mean, I know we're not exactly the kind of guys a girl takes home to meet her parents, but at least I know how to use the sword. And I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's why the Shinsegumi's where it is now, right? Because we always fight like our lives depend on it. At least that's how I think. But now you go easy on guys who've never lifted a sword outside a dojo, but you come down with an iron club on your veterans. Doesn't seem right. For a long time, Hijikata was silent. Then when he finally spoke... Sorry. Nagakura gasped incredulously at his apology. As he was trying to find his footing again, Hijikata continued, But if I go easy on you, I get complaints. People saying stupid crap like I give you the easy jobs, or the ones that'll make you look good or get you more money, or that I play favorites. You really want people to think the reason that you got your position is from nepotism. Still, maybe you're right. I might have gone too far. I apologize. Nagakura was silent. He's like, the fuck just happened? When he finally spoke, I could hear a bitter smile in his voice. Dang it, man. I just can't win with you, can I? If you started lecturing me about regulations or my responsibilities as a leader, then I was just gonna leave. But when you started acting like how you were back in the day, there's no way I can say no. You sure got me pegged. I heard him scratch his head. I screwed up too. Should have just talked to you instead of acting like a spoiled kid. Let's you and me go get a drink sometime. We'll get something you can stomach. Huh. I can drink as much as you can. I just choose not to. Oh my god, I want to see them drunk together. They talked a little longer about nothing, really. Then Nagakura stood up and walked toward us. We started to back away. Hey, the hell? You been listening the whole time? Of course. Knowing you, I was worried you'd be at each other's throats the moment we left. And then you'd end up dead. What are you talking about? Last I checked, only one of us had actually tried to off himself. Sano. Harada and Heisuke looked at one another, relieved, and headed back toward their rooms. As I watched them go, I heard Nagakura mumble something to himself. Whenever he does that, I can't bring myself to leave, even if things are really bad. What? Kondo and Hijikata ever get, like, too big and forget where they came from. I'll leave and never look back. But there's still a part of Hijikata that hasn't changed since I met him back in Edo. Whenever I see it, I can't bring myself to leave. I could see nostalgia in Nagakura's eyes as he turned and looked back toward Hijikata. There was no mistaking how deep their bond was. Bromance! Compared to the length of time they'd known one another, my time with the Shinsegubi barely amounted to anything. I see what you mean. If the Shinsegubi fell apart, I'd be devastated. So in a way, I thought I understood how he felt. Looks like this is just the beginning, though. A lot more coming down the pipe. I hope we can stick together. All of us. Me too. I meant every word I said. You really said two, but okay. I meant every word I said. You said me and two. So, I mean, I guess, technically, yes. I literally meant every word. Anyway, this is the perfect place to stop. So, I'm going to wrap this part up here. And we will continue down Nagakura's route. In the next part, we'll probably be skipping a lot of this stuff. But anyway, we'll find out. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.